One of the most economically advanced countries of French-speaking West Africa, Senegal is the westernmost republic of the Great Bulge of Africa. Its Cape Verde Peninsula is the westernmost point of the African continent. Senegal is bounded by the Atlantic Ocean on the west, Mauritania on the northeast, Mali on the east, and Guinea-Bissau on the south. Gambia cuts into Senegal in the southwest from the Atlantic along the Gambia River, forming an enclave about 300 miles (480 kilometers) long and roughly 20 miles (32 kilometers) wide. Dakar is Senegal's capital and largest city. Area 75,951 square miles (196,712 square kilometers). Population 2020 est. 16,515,000. Landscape: much of Senegal consists of a low plain that rises in the southeast to plateaus and hills. The country is situated in a depression known as the Senegal-Mauritanian Basin. Its three major physical regions are, the Cape Verde region of small plateaus and volcanic rocks, the High Massif mountain mass on the Guinea frontier that rises to elevations of 1,640 feet 500 meters to form the foothills of the Fouta Djallon, and an extensive shallow basin between Cape Verde to the west and the edges of the Massif to the east. The Casamance region, south of Gambia, is cut off from the rest of the country. It was largely isolated prior to the opening of the Trans-Gambian Highway in 1958. The southern Atlantic coast is fringed with mangrove swamps. A broad belt of sand dunes stretches along the coast between St. Louis and Dakar. Senegal is drained by four major rivers, the Senegal, Saloum, Casamance, and Gambia. These rivers are navigable for a substantial distance inland. The Senegal's large flood basin provides fertile land for cultivation every year after the floodwaters recede. Senegal's climate is a transition between dry desert and moist tropical. There are distinct dry and wet seasons. The rainy season usually lasts from June to October, and annual rainfall ranges from about 14 inches (36 centimeters) in the north to about 60 inches (152 centimeters) in the south. Annual temperatures range from 57 degrees to 104 degrees Fahrenheit 14 degrees to 40 degrees Celsius but rarely fall below 60 degrees Fahrenheit 16 degrees Celsius. Natural vegetation consists largely of savanna-type grasses with scattered trees. Forests occupy about a third of the total land area and are more dense in the Casamance region. The savanna grasslands with thorny bushes and acacias cover the northern part of the country. About a third of the land is under pasture. Several species of monkeys, as well as antelopes, lions, panthers, and hyenas, though not abundant, are found in the forests. Wildlife is preserved in the Nicolo Koba, Delta du Saloum, and Djoudj national parks. The rivers contain turtles, crocodiles, and hippopotamuses. Large numbers of fish and crustaceans are found in the rivers and coastal waters. People and culture: major ethnic groups are the Wolof, Fulani, Serer, and Tukulor, each speaking a different language. About a third of the total population are Wolof. French is the official language, but the majority of the people speak Wolof and the other tribal languages of West Africa. There are some Europeans, Syrians, and Lebanese, who reside mainly in the cities. About 90% of the population follow Islam. More than a third of the population are urban and live in towns such as Dakar, Thiès, Kaolack, Ziguinchor, and St. Louis. About 3/4 of the urban population live in the Dakar metropolitan area. Situated in the southern Cape Verde Peninsula, Dakar is a modern city with residential suburbs, see Dakar. The Cape Verde region has the highest concentration of people, sometimes exceeding 3,000 per square miles (1,160 per square kilometers). Education is compulsory between the ages of 6 and 12. Only a quarter of the population above age 15 can read and write, and fewer than half of the school-age children attend school. Religious schools provide Islamic education for boys. Vocational training offered at special institutes prepares skilled craftsmen and technicians. The University of Dakar, founded in 1957, is the country's principal institution of higher learning. Senegal has a considerable range of medical facilities, but they are largely concentrated in cities. About 70% of the country's physicians are located in Dakar. Yellow fever and tuberculosis no longer reach epidemic proportions. Life expectancy is about 48 years. Economy: Senegal is primarily an agricultural country. Agriculture, livestock raising, and fishing are the major sectors of the economy. Peanuts are the major cash crop, occupying about 40% of the area under cultivation. They provide a large percentage of total export earnings. The cultivation of cotton, rice, sugarcane, and vegetables is encouraged to reduce the country's economic dependence on peanuts. Other crops, including millet, sorghum, cassava, beans, sweet potatoes, and rice, are produced for domestic use. Livestock is raised in most of the country but is more prevalent in the north. Cattle, sheep, goats, and pigs are raised, and there is a large fishing industry. Fish and fish products, shrimp and tuna, became major export items in the 1980s. Phosphate production is also significant to Senegal's economy. Petroleum deposits have been located off the Casamance coast. Coastal sands have reserves of titanium ore and aluminum phosphate. There are also deposits of calcium phosphate. Imports generally exceed exports and include crude petroleum, machinery, cereals, chemicals, and transportation equipment. The chief exports are petroleum products, calcium phosphate, peanut oil, and canned, fresh, and frozen fish. More than 3/4 of the country's industrial production comes from the region around Dakar. The major items produced are textiles, cement, soft drinks, canned fish, shoes, and cigarettes. There are also ship repairing, peanut oil extracting, and sugar refining plants. Senegal's free trade zone has almost doubled the number of its industrial firms since 1981. Tourism has become a major source of foreign revenue. Traditional handicrafts, including leather products, woodworking, basket and cloth weaving, and pottery and jewelry making, are popular. Dakar is a major West African seaport. It is also the terminal for Senegal's railway system. The Dakar Yoff International Airport, served by a number of airlines, is a major African airport. Other seaports are Kaolack and Ziguinchor. History, archaeological findings suggest that the area was inhabited in prehistoric times. Tukulor people settled here before the 10th century AD. They converted to Islam in the 11th century, though traditional beliefs were retained in Senegal well into the 19th century. The Portuguese reached Senegal in 1444. Later Portuguese, Dutch, English, and French merchants traded with the people along the coast. The French established a trading post on the coast in 1638 and gradually extended their commercial and military power inland. Control over the coast of Senegal alternated between France and England from 1693 to 1814. Senegal became a French overseas territory in 1946 and an autonomous republic within the French community in 1958. In April 1959 Senegal and French Sudan, now Mali, formed the Mali Federation. But Senegal withdrew in 1960 and declared itself an independent republic with a parliamentary democracy. Léopold Senghor, an internationally renowned poet and statesman, was elected Senegal's first president in 1960. He was succeeded in 1981 by Abdou Diouf, who was re-elected in 1983, 1988, and 1993. Senegal has fought separatist rebels in the southern province of Casamance since 1982. Senegal and Gambia shared joint defense and foreign and monetary policies but retained their individual sovereignty under the Confederation of Senegambia of 1982, which was dissolved in 1989.